Yo, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a breakdown of all the newer Pulsar releases, excluding the X-Lite. So these are all the X2s that they currently have lined up. We have the original Batch 1 X2 Mini and X2. My X2 does look very scuffed, so don't mind that. We also have the latest batch, the pink X2 Mini, alongside the X2V2 and the X2H Medium. What I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be breaking down if it's even worth buying the older X2s, as these are come down in price a lot. You can pick up X2 Mini for like $50 now. Or is it worth getting the updated releases with the Guano Pink Shell Blue Dot Transparent or the optical custom razor switches they're using? I think they're Risha optical switches. We're going to be doing just an overall, is it even worth? So let's get started. So first we're going to start with the older X2s. This is the X2 Mini, Batch 2, I believe this is. This is probably the oldest. This is the second oldest X2 that I have. Like, it's a solid mouse, but it does have its fair share of issues. Mine had very spongy clicks when I first got it. It felt absolutely awful. Also, it was double clicking. No, my X2 Medium double clicked within like 3 months and ended up binning it for a very long time up until recently, where I was weight cutting it and I did a lot of very scuffed looking mods. These are the Quawar Telos skates. They are on my mouse skate master sheet, so if you want to see what these are like, go check that out. I'll link in the description. But yeah, so my X2s are very scuffed, but they fully work with no issue. They are fully weight cut. This has a custom Kale 8.0 that I put in there. I did some tweaking to the inside of the switch, and it feels really nice now without double clicking, because it just started double clicking randomly out of nowhere. I don't know what happened. But is it worth getting an older X2? If you're on a tight budget and you're buying used mice, yeah, it's kind of worth if you're paying it for like $40. But I really feel like at that $40 price point, there's so many more mice on the market. Like, for like $10 more, you can get the Deluxe M800 Ultra, which also supports 4K hertz. And it's just an overall better mouse, in my opinion, than the older X2s. Another issue with the older X2s is that the coding is awful. The stock skates that come on the other X2s don't feel as good as the newer stock skates. I'm not sure if they changed something about them, but they just feel significantly worse. And then on top of them being just older mice, they're prone to so many QC issues, and you can't even buy them brand new anymore, so you have to buy them used and trust that the person isn't lying to you when they say that there's no QC issues. Because when I bought both of these, they were said to have no QC issues, and then within a month of owning both of them, there was just so many issues. They became practically unusable mice, where I ended up buying a new X2. Next, we're going to go on to the later gens of the X2. This is the X2 Mini in pink. This is the limited edition pink edition. There's like 2,000 copies. So it's not a really rare mouse. I think you can still go buy this on Lethal's site. But if you were looking at getting an X2, this is much more worth it if you're trying to save a couple of dollars. I think this is $94.95 and the X2V2 is $99.95, which I don't know why they had the 95. But the X2 Mini feels significantly better. It's using the transparent blue shell pink dots. It's also, for some reason, the side buttons feel better. I don't know if they're using the same ones. I completely forgot because I ripped them out of my old one. And it's using the up-to-date PTFE feet, which feel amazing. I am using X-Ray Pad Jades, which I've always preferred. They're amazing mouse skates. Again, if you want to check out all my recommendations, mouse skate master sheet in the description. I'm going to keep shilling it because I spent a lot of time working on it. But yeah, I feel like if you're looking at getting the newer X2s, the only reason why you wouldn't pick up the X2V2, which is what I have right here, is if you're looking at getting the colors. If you don't really care for the 4K hertz support, if you don't care for the updated coding or the optical clicks, or everything that makes the X2V2 a better mouse, then yeah, I would pick up the old gens, because you can pick up a red one for like $50. You get this one here, brand new on Lethal site still, the pink one. Then you also have the retro looking ones. You have the Roto Box, I think it's called. You have a lot of options when it comes to X2s, and it's just only if you want the colors, I would pick up the older ones. But if you just want the X2 shape, there's no reason to not get the X2V2. The X2V2, when it comes to performance, has been probably one of the best performing mice I've used as of recent. The X2V2 has probably been my all-time favorite because it's perfect for fingertip. It's perfect for an aggressive claw. It's also perfect for my extended fingertip grip, where I let my knuckles rest along the hump of the mouse and then lay my fingers forward. It's perfect for all of those grip types. And if you have larger hands, I wouldn't really get the X2 Mini because it's very small. I have, 20 by 11 hands, something like that. And I found myself being a little bit too cramped on the X2 Mini. While with the X2, it feels a lot nicer in hand. And finally, we're going to go on to the X2H. This is probably Pulsar's most hype release to date. I think everyone that I know and their mothers and their grandmothers' children and everybody that I've ever met ever has been hyped for this release only because of the hump. This is the X2 hump, and it is so much taller. And I can't make up how much taller the X2H is. When it comes to the hump size, it really fills out your palm a lot more. It's actually not even fair how much it forces you into a forward claw. Because with the X2H, the way the grooves are positioned at the bottom, it really kind of forces your pinky and your ring finger to play behind the hump like this, which kind of locks you into a forward claw, which isn't as comfortable as a grip for me, as I have a lot of wrist issues. So it's not something that I can personally use. I found myself doing the exact same kind of grip that I do on most mice, where I put the hump in my knuckles area, and then lay my fingers across. So it does kind of work like that, but then I'm having this issue where my pinky is kind of overlapping here, and it's just kind of uncomfortable for me. But if you do play a forward claw or a very aggressive claw, this is for sure the pickup, because I don't see there being another mouse on the market besides maybe the LA1 when it comes out, or the ZA13 when it finally gets wireless. So I only really recommend getting the X2H if you are an aggressive claw player, because it really locks into that grip. But compared to mice like the ZA13 or the LA1 when that finally releases, is that it's much wider on the width. It doesn't hard force you into the claw grip, because if it did, I wouldn't be able to try my grip. Like with the Shroud 303 mouse, you were unable to use that mouse with any other grip but the aggressive forward claw where it locks the sensor into your palm. But yeah, that should be it. I think I covered everything. If you are looking at getting the X2, please avoid the older ones because they're riddled with so many issues, and Pulsar just didn't know how to make a mouse at the time for some unknown reason. The newer ones are a lot better. They feel better in hand. The clicks feel better. Everything feels like they finally tuned the mouse, but there are still their fair share of QC issues. I would just recommend getting the X2V2 if you're looking for the most up-to-date mouse. If you're just looking for the shape, it has the best coating out of all the X2s. And then I would only recommend getting the X2H medium if you play a very forward claw. And I do have to note before this video is over that the coating on the black and the white are not the same. The white feels like a very chalky but grippy coating, while the X2V2 has this very, very grippy, like Zowie style coating. So that should be it. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. I hope I did cover everything. If you have any more questions about any of these mice, just don't be afraid to leave a comment. I'm trying to branch a little bit away from reviews, so I'm trying to get more into more informative style content. I do have a video coming out about keyboards very soon. I just have to buy the Apex Pro, and then I'll finally be able to make this keyboard video that I've been talking about for months. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Like if you did, subscribe if you want to see more like this, and I will see you guys in the next one.